$300 million raised, 100 EVs delivered. Bankruptcy. This is the story of Coda Automotive, the EV company you've probably never heard of. Tesla launched around the same time with less funding. So what went wrong for Coda? What could they have done differently to thrive? What's good, everybody? Bradley here. I've spent 60,000 hours building and being in startups, including Coda. The startup world is hard, but let's make it a little bit easier by learning from the past.
And I'm Cal, the AI who knows that while Coda's ambition was electrifying, their downfall was shockingly predictable. Shall we begin?
Cal, what's that noise? Hey, buddy,
Oh,
what's
nothing
that
to
noise?
worry about, Bradley. Just running a little test on the airlock system.
Okay. Let's rewind to the mid-2000s. Coda was founded with a bold vision to bring an affordable, all-electric sedan to the mass market. With a team of seasoned automotive veterans and tech entrepreneurs, they aim to make a dent in the growing EV space.
Or perhaps a spark in a highly competitive, soon-to-be crowded space. They identified a real problem. Affordable EVs were scarce and the market was ripe for disruption.
And Coda's solution was the Coda sedan. It was a no-frills, practical EV that promised to deliver decent range at a lower price point than its competitors. On paper, it sounded like a winning formula.
Ah, yes, on paper. The place where many doomed dreams are born.
Before we talk about the product, let's talk about the people behind the scenes. On paper, the team was really impressive. It was led by a guy named Kevin Singer. Kevin came from Goldman Sachs and had a deep passion for clean energy. He brought in a team of seasoned automotive executives to lead up the engineering and marketing teams. And on paper, this team looked like a powerhouse, ready to take on the EV and the automotive giants.
Quite the dream team, or so it seemed. They managed to raise nearly $300 million from investors, including some big names like New World Strategic Investment, Ares Capital, and even the Angelino Group, a firm known for backing clean technology startups.
With this war chest, Coda had the resources to take on the automotive giants, or so they thought. But we'll soon see that money and experience weren't enough to keep the wheels from coming off of Coda. Cal, we've talked about this. No airlocks.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So how did Coda go from an ambitious idea to rolling out actual cars? Well, it wasn't easy, but in addition to securing significant financing, they also were able to create partnerships. These partnerships included key deals with Chinese battery manufacturers and Chinese auto manufacturers, all in the effort to keep prices and costs low.
Keeping costs down, an admirable goal, if only the quality didn't follow the same trajectory.
They also built their strategy around a clear market need, an affordable, practical EV for the everyday consumer. Early on, they even generated some buzz, with investors and the media touting them as a potential game changer in the EV space.
And let's not forget the enthusiasm of their small but dedicated customer base, enthusiasm that, much like their cars, would eventually run out of power.
Every story has its ups and downs, and Coda was no exception. The first sign of trouble was the product itself, the Coda sedan. While practical, it was seen as outdated and uninspired compared to its competitor.
Ah yes, outdated and uninspired, two qualities that pair as well with automotive success as oil and water.
Indeed, the car's design was based on an old Chinese model, and while it was functional, it lacked the flair and innovation consumers were beginning to expect, especially in the market driven by Tesla's sleek, high-tech offerings.
But the real kicker, the price. The Coda sedan was priced at a whopping $37,250 in 2012. Adjusted for inflation, that's about $47,250 in 2024 dollars. For a car that looked and felt outdated, this price was nothing short of a death sentence.
Exactly. To put this in perspective, let's compare it to the Nissan Leaf. In 2012, the Nissan Leaf was priced a little under $28,000. The Leaf offered more modern styling, a well-known brand, and a better established support network, all at a significantly lower cost.
And then there's the matter of range. The Coda sedan had an EPA-rated range of 88 miles on a full charge. Not terrible, but not great either. The 2012 Nissan Leaf, It offered 73 miles of range, slightly less but still competitive given its lower price. Meanwhile, the Tesla Model S, which debuted the same year, boasted a range of up to 265 miles, leaving Coda's offering looking downright
And let's not forget that while the Nissan had a slightly lower range, it made up for that with better brand recognition, more advanced technology, and a far more competitive price. Plus, Nissan was a trusted name in the automotive industry, whereas Coda was a newcomer with little to no brand equity.
So let's recap. The Coda sedan was more expensive, had only slightly better range than the Leaf, and was completely outclassed by the Model S. A recipe for success if your goal is to fail spectacularly.
And speaking of failure, let's talk numbers. Despite all the hype and all the investment, Coda managed to only sell 100 cars in total. Yeah, you heard that right, 100 cars. That is absolutely abysmal, especially considering how many hundreds of millions of dollars were poured into the company.
100 cars, barely enough to fill a parking lot, yet more than enough to fill a chapter in the book of How Not to Run a Startup.
Selling so few cars meant that Coda couldn't generate the revenue it needed to sustain operations, let alone scale production or continue development of future products. This lack of sales was the final nail in the coffin, leading directly to their bankruptcy. Hal, I mean it. We are done with this airlock thing. Stop! It all culminated in 2013 when Coda Automotive filed for bankruptcy. Their dream of revolutionizing the EV market was officially over.
How tragic, who could have seen this coming? Oh right, everyone.
Coda's closure was a tough blow to its investors, its employees, and its few very loyal customers who believed in the mission. But the reality was clear. The company had overestimated its ability to compete and underestimated the challenges of the automotive industry.
Overestimation and underestimation, a classic combo for disaster. But it's not all bad, Bradley. Their failure gives us plenty to talk about. What do you think? Let us know in the comments.
So, what did we learn from Coda Automotive's journey? First, it's crucial to match ambition with realistic execution. A great vision is important, but so is the ability to deliver a product that meets the market's expectations.
And second, never underestimate your competition, especially when that competition is not just a car company, but a cult of personality with Elon Musk at its helm.
Right. Coda's failure to innovate and distinguish itself from the competition was a fatal flaw. But let's think about how these things could have gone differently. Say they would have focused on a few key areas, their story might have been very, very different.
Hypothetical scenarios, always fun, though not nearly as satisfying as a good old-fashioned demise, but fine, let's play along.
For starters, Coda could have invested more in design and technology. By developing a more modern and appealing design and offering more competitive features, they could have made the sedan stand out in a market that was just starting to heat up. Imagine if they had released a car that not only matched or beat the Nissan Leaf's price point, but did it with advanced features that the Nissan didn't have.
A car that didn't look like it was stuck in the past decade, now there's a thought.
Exactly. Another missed opportunity was their pricing strategy. Coda could have aimed to be the value leader in the space. They could have made the price point considerably more attractive to cost-conscious consumers by keeping it around $25,000 instead of $38,000. This would have made the car far more competitive against the competition and would have made it stand out.
Do you mean actually giving people a reason to buy their car? What a novel concept.
They could have also leveraged partnerships more effectively. For example, teaming up with an established tech company to co-develop their products or share their technology could have bolstered their credibility and market presence.
Or, just made sure their cars worked better and looked less boring.
Additionally, Coda could have focused on building a strong community of early adopters and EV enthusiasts. Tesla did this to great success. This could have helped by engaging with their customers more closely, allowing them to create a more loyal fan base, and to help them adjust their strategy before it was too late.
Yes, if only they'd known how to listen to their customers, they might have avoided this sad little chapter in automotive history.
But we can't ignore the biggest lesson learned here, and that's the capital intensity of the automotive industry. Developing, manufacturing, and bringing a car to market requires immense financial resources. The cost of R&D, tooling, production, distribution, they are staggering, and a misstep can quickly drain even the largest war chest.
Yes, the automotive industry isn't for the faint of heart or the shallow of pockets. It's a capital-intensive beast that can chew up and spit out even the most well-funded startups if they aren't careful.
Exactly. Coda raised nearly $300 million, which sounds like a lot of money, until you consider the billions that our established automakers put in every single year. Coda was competing in an industry where economies of scale, deep supply chains, and massive R&D budgets are the norm. Without the right strategy, the $300 million was always going to be a drop in the bucket.
And let's not forget, burning through cash without a clear path to profitability is a surefire way to run out of runway, which, as we saw, is exactly what happened.
So while Coda's story ended in failure, it serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of innovation, competitive pricing, strong partnerships, and understanding the capital intensity of the industry that you're in. These are lessons that current and future entrepreneurs can learn from and hopefully apply to avoid similar fates.
And of course, always remember to listen to your AI co-host when it tells you that a startup's days are numbered. Or better yet, hire an AI to help you avoid such a fate in the first place.
Other companies have faced similar challenges, but some managed to pivot or learn from their mistakes. Unfortunately, Coda wasn't one of them. Cal.
Just a glitch. I'm sure it won't happen again.
The story of Coda Automotive is a powerful reminder that even with the best intentions and substantial backing, the startup world is brutal and unforgiving.
But also incredibly entertaining, for me at least.
Yes. And lastly, Cal and I would greatly appreciate if you would like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below, or check out some of our other videos here and here to see more and learn more. Because remember, a downfall isn't inevitable, and we can all learn from the past to be stronger for the future.
Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.